back in Grand Cinema Sunshine, 12th floor. Fantastic view of Ikebukuro. This week is kind of nicknamed Silver Week because of two national holidays that occur at the beginning and ends of the week. Wow, that's pretty beautiful clouds there. But as the Avatar advertising plays, this ceiling display, let's take a look at today's film, Lord of the Rings, IMAX 20th anniversary. It's going to be a lot of fun revisiting this fantastic film. First, Nature Calls. I just finished watching Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, 20th anniversary, digital remaster in the Grand Cinema Sunshine IMAX theater, 12th floor of the building. Whew, that is just phenomenal. I mean, oh my god. The sound system in this theater is just what you need for a movie like this. I mean, especially when they're, trying to escape the mines and the Balrog comes in and the fire is just the furnace out of his mouth and just the booming sound of the Balrog just going through the mines, approaching, the Fellowship. Just phenomenal stuff. I'm so glad to revisit this film. Saw it 5 times when it first came out, and oh my god, just flood of memories. Just, whew. This is a mighty fine film. Favorite of the 3. Two Towers and Return of the King coming soon. Next couple of months here in Japan. But Fellowship of the Ring, I mean, so much good stuff to say about it, but we'll talk about it later. But one thing definitely that I would highlight is Samwise Gamgee. That is just such a pivotal character. I mean, maybe even the central character of the film. I'll talk about it in a bit. Yeah, Grand Sunshine Cinema out here in Ikebukuro, Tokyo, Japan. Great sound system for a film like Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Soundtrack, Howard Shore's just sweeping, epic music for this harrowing journey that the Fellowship undertakes. And then, just when especially in the mines of Moria, when the orcs swarm in from the ceiling, from back in the halls, and and then that silence. Oh my goodness, that silence before the Balrog is just that ticking time bomb with the Balrog, coming closer and closer. What a great sound system this theater is. IMAX in Ikebukuro. Ooh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Evening skies and fireworks display. Whew, that is a beauty. Especially after a film like Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Oh man, the spectacle never ends in this town, let me tell you. If you have a chance to see Lord of the Rings in IMAX, definitely take the time to do it because it is one of the greatest films ever made, especially in the 2000s. Peter Jackson, thank you very much for such a great film experience. Just tremendous. I think one of the great things I love about this film, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, besides this epic adventure, across this vast world, Middle Earth, and so on. But in the film, at least, the little small things, I think, that have such a great impact. I mean, especially coming from Samwise Gamgee. It all starts off when they're decided to, take the journey, and then it's just Frodo and Samwise walking through this beautiful countryside of the Shire. But then they pause for a moment, and Samwise realizes that, just one step, and he's gone farther than he's ever gone before. And, that little, the attention to details like that from character is really, really poignant and great beauty. Because later on in the film, it's just this gritty, gritty, dirty, filth of fighting. When I first saw the film, I was kind of grew up with Shaw Brothers martial arts films and just loved the choreography of Chinese martial art films. So hoping for a little bit of that really, spectacle type of, hand-to-hand combat and, swords clashing. But 20 years or so later, and you see the way the industry has gone. The fighting being, a little bit too choreographed and balletic. Watching this film again, and it's just this, really, scrappy, clawing, fighting, just, this, trying to survive impossible odds. I think it was a really great direction for the film. So, hats off, standing ovation. This film is, wow, it's aged like fine wine. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, directed by Peter Jackson. Just tremendous stuff. Tremendous. Ooh, catching my breath from after watching Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, 20th anniversary, in IMAX, Grand Cinema Sunshine, Ikebukuro, Tokyo. Wow, it's like watching it for the first time again, just being blown away by the film. But I mean, it's quite popular for its just this epic adventure and huge action pieces. But one of the things I really love about the film are the really small details, especially characters' reactions to events. Like great Viggo Mortensen playing Aragorn when they're just about to escape the mines of Moria, and Gandalf, makes a last stand to fight the Balrog. And that great great epic scene, that great line, you shall not pass, and then the bridge just finally collapses, and then takes both the Balrog and Gandalf deeper down into the pits, and then you have Frodo just screaming out Gandalf's name, and then they have no time to waste. They got to get out of there. But while Aragorn is pushing everyone forward to get out of the mines at last, the camera stays Viggo Mortensen's face, and his eyes are directed downwards, and the one moment that he can allow himself just kind of this shock and grief and just disbelief that Gandalf is fallen. What a just powerful scene, and that great quiet score that Howard Shore created during that moment. Just that little moment of Aragorn just making sure everyone's getting out of the mines as quickly as possible, but he pauses just to look down at where Gandalf has fallen. Great scene. Great film. I can't stress it enough. Just another great scene from Aragorn too, when Gandalf takes them up to the snowy peaks to escape all of the orcs. And then I gotta remember the name. Frodo slips and he kind of slides down the snowy peak, and he realizes that he's dropped the ring somewhere. And so then who picks it up but Boromir, and then it looks like he's the temptation is kind of overwhelming, and then Aragorn tries to get Boromir to give back the ring, and it's this really kind of a tense scene, and the camera's just focusing on Aragorn's face, and the back and forth between Frodo and Boromir. When Boromir finally returns the ring to Frodo, and then they continue back on the journey, but the camera goes to back to Aragorn, to his sword hilt, and he's got the sword handle in his hand, just prepared for whatever Boromir might do. Just that readiness. And then he puts he rests his hand while putting the sword back into the sheath. Really small detail, but it's those little things that, wow, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that we really want to put into stories, and to kind of punctuate the deepness of the characters and what's happening. So films nowadays, MCU and Disney and so on, everything is this big spectacle. But it's those little things that, as a film goer for so many years, those little things I really, really hope that writers for film start to do more, because it's those things that really kind of harmonize everything, and kind of, that's what really puts the audience back into focus of the scene, and not this bathos that MCU just keeps kind of shoveling down their stories. Forget about the bathos. Put those little details Aragorn putting the sword back into the sheath. Those kind of things, and Samwise Gamgee realizing that just one more step forward, and he's gone beyond, farther beyond than he's ever had in the Shire. Beautiful, beautiful film. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Swords up, man. 20 years ago, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring was released in theaters, and that time from early 2000s to now, you can really see the how much the theme of friendship has really changed in those 2 decades. I mean, since social media really blew up, I mean, how many of us could feel the sting of pretty much fake friendship because of how social media and digital culture has just really kind of affected our our sense of timing of things and what to expect of people. But yeah, Lord of the Rings and the Fellowship of the Ring, I mean, the title says it all: fellowship, friendship. And great thing besides this epic world that they created and the this huge gritty action that the characters go through. I mean, the expressions of friendship, that they exchange, and the commitment they have to, their mission and helping each other. Oh man, it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. You don't really see that these days in today's world. I mean, everyone's pretty much really out for themselves. It's hard for everyone. But yeah, I'd really like to recommend, revisiting film like Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Get that feeling back of, friendship. Great film. Fellowship, friendship, great themes. Cannot be, understated. IMAX 20th anniversary, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Fantastic.